Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hivemind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Okay, so this thing seems relatively tied at this point. It's a total toss-up, even though on the surface it might look like a little bit of a fountain of blue as of right now. In terms of the Electoral College, it's a complete toss-up. It can go any which way at this point, and there's still a little bit of time left in this ballgame. And so as the election rages on, I want to continue to look down memory lane. Of course, you guys know I love spending a lot of time gathering up old clips that I find are interesting or relevant to the current conversation. Well, I found a real good one, an old one in the vault. You know, the media loves to be in control of the portrayal of Trump. They want to tell the story as to who he is or what he stands for. But of course, for the most part, it's always a total disgraceful mischaracterization. So the question is, who is Trump as a politician and what does he stand for? That I think encapsulates the concepts the best. And best of all, it's coming out of the mouth of a leftist activist from back in 2016. I gotta show you guys this clip from Michael Moore. But before we get into any of that, this video is actually brought to you guys by a sponsor, actually the longest running sponsor on this channel, so let's play that clip first. This video is brought to you guys by American Hartford Gold. Folks, the money printing over the last 4 years has been totally out of control. When you artificially stimulate the economy to that degree, especially over a significant period of time, what do you get? You get hyperinflation. That's exactly what we've been living through. How do you protect your hard-earned wealth during times of runaway inflation? Well, one great tool is trading in that scam fiat currency for an actual tangible asset of physical value. In other words, buying gold and silver. And that right there is where American Hartford Gold comes right into play. American Hartford Gold is a 5-star rated company across the board and also boasting an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau. And the best part about it is just how easy they make the whole process. All you gotta do is pick up the phone, give them a call, and they'll have precious metals, gold and silver delivered either straight to your doorstep or directly to your IRA or 401k. It's as easy as pie, folks, and the cherry on top is that American Hartford Gold is currently running an amazing promotion where you can get up to $5,000 in free silver, of course on qualifying first orders. What are you waiting for? If you want a portion of your portfolio invested in precious metals, simply call 844-440-1005, that's 844-440-1005, or text Hivemind one word to 65532, that's Hivemind one word to 65532. A huge thank you to American Hartford Gold. Now back to the video. Alright friends, so welcome back to the video. You guys heard me in the intro, let's just quickly do a little flashback here, a trip down memory lane. This right here is the best clip to define Trump.
Donald Trump came to the Detroit Economic Club and stood there in front of the Ford Motor executives and said, if you close these factories as you're planning to do in Detroit and build them in Mexico, I'm going to put a 35% tariff on those cars when you send them back, and nobody's going to buy them. It was an amazing thing to see. No politician, Republican or Democrat, had ever said anything like that to these executives. And it was music to the ears of people in Michigan and Ohio and Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. Because he's saying the things to people who are hurting. And it's why every beaten down, nameless, forgotten working stiff who used to be part of what was called the middle class loves Trump. He is the human Molotov cocktail that they've been waiting for. The human hand grenade that they can legally throw into the system that stole their lives from them. And on November 8th, Election Day, although they've lost their jobs, although they've been foreclosed on by the bank, next came the divorce, and now the wife and kids are gone. The car's been repoed. They haven't had a real vacation in years. They're stuck with the Obamacare bronze plan where you can't even get a Percocet. They've essentially lost everything they had except one thing. The one thing that doesn't cost them a cent and is guaranteed to them by the American Constitution, the right to vote. They might be penniless, they might be homeless, they might be over and up. It doesn't matter because it's equalized on that day. A millionaire has the same number of votes as the person without a job. One. And there's more of the former middle class than there are in the millionaire class. So on November 8th, the dispossessed will walk into the voting booth, be handed a ballot, close the curtain, and take that lever, or felt pen or touchscreen, and put a big X in the box by the name of the man who has threatened to upend and overturn the very system that has ruined their lives. Donald J. Trump. They see that the elites who ruined their lives hate Trump. Corporate America hates Trump. Wall Street hates Trump. The career politicians hate Trump. The media hates Trump after they loved him and created him, and now hate him. Thank you, media. The enemy of my enemy is who I'm voting for on November 8th.
I could not have said it better myself. And in fact, there's kind of a reason why I'm always obsessively trying to find these specific clips, the general context of leftoids essentially admitting the truth or admitting that Trump was right about something, or previously agreeing with the talking point that, today would be viewed as taboo and sinister right wing. The reason I love to play clips of leftoids saying this stuff is because obviously it carries so much more weight. It's not just somebody who's perceived as partisan saying it, it's somebody on the opposite side. That was back, I believe, after Trump won in 2016. The wound was still fresh and certain people were trying to be as retrospective and introspective as possible, trying to gather insight from the shock election loss of 2016. And in that environment, many people were admitting the truth. This is why we lost. In other words, there was a moment of clarity where they were actually saying the truth, where they were actually describing what the Trump campaign was really about. Trump didn't win because people were racist and they were voting for a racist, because they were scared of Mexicans and wanted Muslim bans, or to go back to Jim Crow, all these ridiculous things that we hear from leftoids. People had real issues and real concerns, and Trump was honest about speaking to those people and about taking action to do something about those concerns. But nowadays, of course, after 8 years of media MK Ultra, the popular narrative out there is that Donald Trump just wants to do everything for himself, or Donald Trump's a Russian Manchurian candidate who's trying to overthrow American democracy. We've gotten so freaking far from reality that I just thought it'd be important that we maybe come back a little. And what better way to sober up a leftoid from a dangerous dose of Trump derangement syndrome than hearing a familiar voice? What you heard earlier was from Michael Moore, left-wing activist, documentary filmmaker, open, lifelong Democrat supporter and voter Michael Moore. Maybe, just maybe, it's time to snap out of it a little bit. Michael Moore actually raises a really important point that I think a lot of people should be waking up to. We've heard of the parties switching, Leftoids love to claim that the parties switched. The racist history of the Democrat Party, the Dixiecrats, all that, it just magically switched over to the Republican Party. They say this, of course, because it makes them feel good inside. But anyways, the point of the parties switching, there does in fact seem to be a sort of party switching. Thanks to Donald Trump and everything Michael Moore just said in that earlier clip, the working class has ditched the Democrats. The Democrats have become the party of the elite ruling media executives, Hollywood celebrities, banking executives, Wall Street executives, and of course tech executives. They've become the party of the big corporations, big money, mobilizing that money, frankly mobilizing their dirty tentacles to grab more and more market share, more and more federal power. The Democrat Party used to represent the working class, or at least they used to pretend to, but it's totally shifted over the years. You can see it in the demographics. We see evidence of the trend as unions are clearly starting to shift. The leadership, of course, is slow to move, but the members themselves are shifting like never before.
But I assure you that Donald Trump is doing better among the average union member, not teachers' unions and not the unions for government, but everybody else, the trades, the people who work with their hands. He's doing better among them than any Republican has done in decades. This is not going to be a problem for him. The union leadership is more divided from their membership, and the louder that it gets, the greater the divides are going to come. And in my focus groups, and this is remarkable to me, the union membership says they don't speak for me. And I've been doing this now since I hate to say this, 89, 1990. I've never had union people publicly say They don't speak for me.
You know, I truly think that in that clip, Michael Moore captured the essence of the MAGA movement and put it in a frickin' bottle. And it's mid-election season. Why not frickin' play the clip? That's pretty much it. The media will tell you Trump's a whole lot of things. But right there, what I showed you, that's what Trump is, that's who Trump is. And people just ought to know that. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, this blast from the past. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.